Unfortunately, the reality we're going to be speaking about tonight is a very powerfully, let's put it this way, it's a very frightening reality. It's a very powerful attention getter, because we're going to be talking tonight about your immune system. We're going to be talking about what many are anticipating as the swine flu pandemic. And there's so much to talk about regarding this frightening issue, but I wanted to lead in this evening with something that I found on WorldNet Daily today, September 13th, 2009. Just a few pieces of information. France is already responding to the pandemic level 6, complete with military-enforced mandatory vaccinations. They're going to be mandatory throughout Europe. According to the International Health Regulations of 2005, the World Health Organization and the United Nations become the controlling agencies of the U.S. in the event of a declared level 6 pandemic, a world pandemic, and are entitled to control of this country under martial law under the pretext of fighting a pandemic emergency. And the refusal of World Health Organization mandated vaccine has been criminalized. Police can actually use, if needed, deadly force against what are referred to as criminal suspects refusing vaccination. It sounds surrealistic, of course, and unfortunately it is not. It's absolutely mind-boggling. Nonetheless, what we're up against, of course, is we're up against the anticipated, much-awaited H1N1 swine flu. And, of course, many health experts are certainly gravely concerned, obviously, about the impending return of this H1N1 swine flu, which first landed on our shores last winter, toward the end of the winter, and some are estimating that it's going to come back with a vengeance. Of course, swine flu is not the only flu. There are, of course, over 200 different strains, various strains of viral flu or influenza that attack us each and every year, over 200 different strains. But this is the one that we're really, I think, most challenged by, immunologically speaking. Many experts, of course, are claiming that the death count will rise. Normally, most folks are not aware of the fact that normally we lose about 30 to 35,000 people a year to influenza, and that's an average per year. Many experts are claiming that we're going to lose as many as 90,000 lives this year to the H1N1 swine flu. And the hospitalization rate is expected by many to rise from 200,000 to 600,000. More than 500,000 of us will be hospitalized with this particular flu, according to many experts. And there are an awful lot of folks, of course, that I think need to gather more significant, effective information. What are we given as far as empowering information from the Center for Disease Control? 4 things. Cover your nose, wash your hands, avoid touching your eyes, and stay home if you get sick. That's it. That's it. We thank the CDC for the empowerment. Wow. They're obviously in a hurry-up mode right now testing vaccines. They've only been testing these vaccines, by the way, since July, if anybody's curious. So how well tested they can really administer these results over such a short window of time, your guess is as good as mine. However, they claim that there will be no shortages. They're trying to target groups such as pregnant women, people who live with and care for younger children from under the age of 6 months, as well as healthcare emergency supervisors, people 6 months to 24 years of age who are in risk of compromised immune system health disorders. So they're trying to focus on folks 6 months to 24 years. So they tell us that is the first group that they're looking to vaccinate. And clearly there's an awful lot of folks who are really questioning, and well they should, questioning exactly what their alternatives are, questioning what some of the really grounded scientific reality is here. How can we get a real good, clear fix on what this problem is? There's so much distortion, there's so much anticipation. I dare say there's an awful lot of capitalizing that many are anticipating off of this problem. Whenever there is whenever there are solutions made available, I should say, to such a dire problem, there's going to be a tremendous, tremendous amount of money to be made, and that is a fact. Whether you like hearing it or not, it's a reality. Nonetheless, with all of these confusing and consternating issues, and all of this incredible terror in the backdrop, what exactly are your alternatives? What are the best choices for you and your family? What are the best scientific and the best educated approaches to managing a potential pandemic issue such as this? Something tells me that there's a lot more you can do than cover your nose, wash your hands, avoid touching your eyes, and staying home from work if you get sick. Do our research. I talk to researchers, friends of mine, Dr. Kabar I mentioned. I constantly talk to folks around the country about what the best medicines are, what the best natural approaches are to fighting viruses such as the H1N1. There are viable solutions, natural medicines that really work.
And preventable.
Preventable as well, and that are all based on science, based on real powerful, compelling studies. The work that Dr. John Kabar, my dear friend Dr. Kabar, did back in 1982, when he found that indeed there was a very simple fatty acid, a fatty acid called lauric acid. Lauric acid is, of course, a natural fatty acid from coconut oil. And there's a product that's at Good Health Natural. There's two products at Good Health Natural Foods. One is called monolaurin, M-O-N-O-L-A-U-R-I-N. The other one is called lauricidin, L-A-U-R-I-C-I-D-I-N. These are both available at Good Health because when I called them about them, they said, boom, let's get them right in. Just like we said, they did it. So these were found to be successful at turning back the swine flu and the bird flu. Influenza A, by the way, that's what these are. These are influenza A strains. And Dr. Kabar back in 1982 found them to be effective at turning back the various strains of influenza A, including bird flu, swine flu, etc. So there is one solution that we've had since 1982, documented at the Center for Disease Control, that virtually nobody knows about.
And anyone who's been listening to your show, those are the two things you always
We know it. Well, and the other thing that we're going to put on board here, too, is something I just found recently that I think is extremely important because it's hard to get little guys, the little kids out there,
right.
The 2- and 3-year-olds,
the
6-month-year-old, the 6-month-old. It's so difficult for these little guys and gals to really take a pill. So what do we do for them? Well, we found a great solution for them. There's something called Flu Stop. Flu Stop is a spray. It's a spray. And the Flu Stop spray is actually a remarkable, remarkable medicine that was researched extensively at the National Academy of Sciences, clinically proven by Dr. D.S. Liu, who did all the SARS research for the World Health Organization back in 2003. And what he did is he actually tested it under World Health Organization antiviral standards, found out that it inhibited what's called hemagglutinin A and the NA as well. So the HAs and the NAs, the neuraminidase, these are big terms or big words, but all they basically are is they're the agents that allow for the replication of influenza. So his research back in 2003, World Health Organization standard research, and it was really powerful research that found 82.9% reversal of all symptoms associated with these flus in 3 days.